If you ask the pros, what is the best character in the game, they will tell you idiotic things like, oh, it depends on team comp, and oh, what time of the game is it? I call Croc. The only way to determine the best hero in the game is through a 6v6 mono-hero single elimination tournament. That is the only 100% fair way. Today's match?
Yamato versus Ivy, ladies and gentlemen. It is yet another game of the most fabulous tournament on planet Earth, One Trick Championship. After our colossal failure with the Moby Bebop game, where the replay does not work for the game, we are proud to announce that there are more games in this tournament. There's like 40 games left. Anyhow, before we start, I want to introduce our lovely cast for today. For the first time ever on the casting chair, it is Breadrolius. Say hello, Breadrolius.
Yo.
Breadrolius is actually one of the players in this game we are casting off of replay, and he is one of the Ivies, right, Bread?
Yes.
Yes. And also helping us with the observing, also for the first time, it is Oats. Oats is an Ascendant player, and he messaged me saying, I want to help you guys organize this stuff, and I was like, of course. I love free labor. Say hi, Oats. Oh, he's muted. Never mind. Anyhow, let's talk a little bit about this game. So, one of the big important things to think about is what each character can do. And I have to say that Ivies are probably the weakest laner in the game. Would you agree with that statement, Spread?
No, her gun's pretty strong. It's probably a Dynamo. Dynamo has no benefits in lane. He's useless.
Yeah, sure. So it's between Ivy and Dynamo. I think Ivy's either the weakest or the second weakest. Her gun's a little bit of a pea shooter unless you invest in it. But yeah, the problem is Yamato, on the other hand, is a lot higher on the specter of very good at early game, right? So it is. We've seen it very frequently in these games. A big win, a big early lead, even if you have like a character that's very strong at mid game or late game, it is very, very difficult to come back. You just get a 20k, 30k soul difference, and then it's irrelevant if your maxed out ult is insane. You just do not have a path back into the game, right?
Yes. Like, currently in lane, it's very Yamato-sided, especially because of this right-click. All right-click characters are strong in lane just because, like, they have a lot of just damage.
Yeah, it's they also are very good at hitting behind cover, right? So it's just very hard for a squishy character like an Ivy to do very well. But on the other end, IVS is weak at laning, but is probably one of the strongest late game characters. That Silence ult is incredible, and in fact, there is only one character that can directly, well, two characters in the whole game that can directly counter the Silence ult. Well, three characters in the whole game. So the first one is Viscous, who can cube out of it. The second one is Abrams, and the third one is Yamato, who can just press 4 and survive that silent ult just fine. So a rather bad matchup for Ivies overall, but I would not go and say, oh, the Ivies are gonna lose. Anyhow, let's talk a little bit about the players on both teams. I want to mention Moon as the best player on the Ivy team, the E6 Ivy Spirit champion, etc, etc, etc. Plays for BBL, very, very good. And I want to say on the Yamato side, it is Comrade playing, I think, right? Or no, am I wrong? No, probably the strongest player is, no, it is Comrade. Comrade was playing. He agreed to play as a favor for me because we needed one last favor. And Comrade, is an incredible player, E6, not necessarily a Yamato person. He's most well known for his Ivy, for his Eternus plays, for his Wraith plays. But yeah, probably the strongest player on that team is Jester. We should keep an eye out for him. Jester is an E6 player and also plays for BBL. So yes, a lot of love for BBL for the GlutenSnake channel. So we really appreciate them. Anyhow, Brad, any comments, questions? How are we thinking about this early lane?
I have a feeling this lane is just going to be a long day for the Ivies. There is no way they can push a tower against the Yamato. They're just going to be that here against over and over.
Yeah. Like the Ivy power spike after ult is a lot smaller than the Yamato power spike, which is a big problem. The Ivy's hiding right there behind, trying to get a little bit of a poke, trying to survive behind Guardian. But we do already see Guardian on lane number 1, very, very weakened. Guardian on lane number 3, a little bit bruised. Yamatos have a tiny lead, and they're gonna get Guardian number 1 here. So, yeah, very, very strong stuff. The other big problem that Ivy has in the Yamato matchup is, of course, the fact that you cannot stone form into an ulted Yamato. You just do a little bit of damage, but you do not stun the Yamato. So you essentially don't have one of your core escape mechanisms. And even against, like, a Warden, right, where a Warden presses 4, heads towards you, they will kill you, but that ult can delay them, that stone form can delay them just a little bit, just enough to get you over the threshold. So, very important stuff. Yeah, so we need to really, really think about the sort of items that you would buy as Ivy in this sort of lane. We do already see a whole bunch of regen items from whatever this Ivy is: sprint boots, extra regen, healing right. And the big problem is, if you do take all of these regen items, your damage output is not increasing. For the Yamatos, on the other hand, very much increasing.
Yeah, I believe the thought process for the Ivies at this moment was just make it through lane. This is the worst part of the game by far. We scale much better later than the Yamatos, so just live. Don't feed them too hard.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, you just... Ivy's... One of the core traits of Ivy, so is they're very escapable. They start with 4 stamina. They have that incredible stone form. They have somewhat good healing with that tether. Not fantastic healing, nothing compared to like a McGinnis or Dynamo, but certainly a serviceable amount of healing, especially when you have healing rights or healing minions near you. So yeah,
a lot of what we're doing is tethering and then rescue beaming, because that is a lot of healing.
Yes. You already have rescue beams at this point in time?
Yes, I think we had 1 or 2 at this point. Like first
nice.
item buys.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. So tell me a little bit about the thought process in terms of spreading out the roles, right? So you can play, broadly speaking, Gun Ivy, Support Ivy, and Spirit Ivy. So how were you thinking about what kind of Ivies you wanted to play?
Yeah, before the game, we were like thinking how to split them up, like how many Kutsus are we going to need, because they don't stack. It's just going to overlap and you don't do more damage. So you don't want too many Spirit Ivies. So we thought we need some gun because we actually need to deal damage, and we probably need a support. So I think what we ended up doing was going with 2 Spirit Ivies, 3 gun, and a support.
Yeah, that is there's 3 Spirit Ivy, 2 gun, and a support, you said?
2 Spirit, 3 gun.
2 Spirit, 3 gun. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. And yeah, the Spirit Ivy is just really strong, but if you think about it, even at Gun Ivy, you still have a very powerful silence that you can use. And if you catch a Yamato off of her ult, if you silence her, then you can just chain silence her for the rest of the fight. So, very, very good stuff. What does Gun Ivy look like? Is it still like very heavy into getting an early Siphon bullets, or have the new items really changed the nature of Gun Ivies now?
I believe this was recorded before Siphon was nerfed, so it's Siphon. It's just Siphon.
Yeah. Siphon was nerfed? When was Siphon nerfed?
Like a week or 2 ago. It was hotfixed.
Oh god, did I miss a patch while I was out on vacation? Lovely. Probably. Yeah, so this game, when was this game filmed? This game was filmed 3 days ago, right? I want to say it was filmed Wednesday.
I can't remember when either of the things were.
Yeah, anyhow, it was filmed this week, so this game is current. It should be with the newest patch. It is probably going to be released either Saturday or Sunday, June 7th or 8th. So let's hope for the best. But yeah, this is with the current patch. You're following the current stuff. It's just I missed a little bit of a patch because I was out on vacation for 2 weeks, which is why you haven't seen a lot of videos coming from me. But that schedule is gonna pick back up very soon. We have a lot of cool content. Maybe you'd be interested in a Counter-Strike game, and not a Counter-Strike game in Counter-Strike, but a Counter-Strike game in Deadlock. Funny stuff, worth seeing. Ooh, Toxic Bullets in. I guess you go Toxic Bullets into Siphon?
Yeah, probably. Or maybe it's just splitting up Toxics, like 1 on each lane, getting it. Get rid of the healing from after 8.
Yeah. No, it's yeah, like this is like an important question because you have played a whole bunch of these games at this point, and I'm actually curious about the thought process. How do you deal with the fact that, for example, somebody might not know how to play Gun Ivy? Do you just like force them, be like, you're gonna figure it out, or do you just go, okay, we'll play suboptimal comp as long as you play something you're comfortable with?
I don't think we've ever had a game where it's an issue that people can't play a specific one, because like in this game we had someone who only plays support Ivy, so like, okay, you're a support Ivy. So like, they just play what they want.
But yeah, we are at the 10-minute part. We do see the Yamatos already have a 5k lead, and we should talk a little bit about what the Yamatos are building. Do you mind cycling us over the Yamato builds, Oats? Just Torment Pulse really picking up steam. It used to be like, oh, you never bought it a couple weeks ago. Now I see it fairly frequently. Armor here, okay, against the Gun Ivies, very smart. And double barrier, is that double barrier? That's funky. Interesting choices.
Yeah, I do believe most of the damage at this point was coming from the Gun Ivies, so it makes sense they go with Battle Vest. Because the Spirit Ivies are useless early. No Kutsu damage at all, it's just mainly support items at the moment.
Yes. Oh god. See, this is exactly what I was talking about. Normally, against any other character in the game that is not called Yamato, even a Warden ulting at that point, you completely destroy them with the Ivy ult. You have enough damage, you have enough everything. On the other hand, Yamato can just press 4 and ignore your bombs, ignore your stone forms, ignore your damage. It's very, very tough matchup early on, but as the game advances, we will see a little bit more of an edge for the Ivies. How are you thinking about mid-boss? So, Ivy is actually one of the best mid-boss deniers in the game. Just the stone form is great, and it's not even like an ult, it's just like a normal ability. The silence is great, the ult just lifts people up in the air. She's very good, but Yamato has Unstoppable, right? How are you thinking about mid? Do you rush Unstoppable?
Our plan to contest mid was sack it off, don't even bother.
Don't even
like
bother.
Nothing else, don't even bother. You're not getting it.
Yeah. Weren't you thinking about having like 1 or 2 Unstoppables just for mid, or no, not worth it?
It's not worth it. They have 6 Unstoppables. You are not contesting a mid boss.
Yes. I mean, this is why, well, both Yamato and Ivy are considered at least 2 of the characters that are most likely to win the whole tournament. But Yamato, I would put it a little bit of a higher tier because of that mid-boss contest. We saw it in the McGinnis game, the McGinnis v Pocket game. How fantastic the opportunity to contest here. Anyhow, urns. How about urns? How are you thinking about the urn fights? Are you also giving those up, or are they more contestable?
Urns are considerably more contestable for us. Open area, so we can just fly around, be a nuisance. And Unstoppable doesn't really help with delivering an urn. It's more about the team fight during and after, which we can win.
Yeah. It's important. But yeah, Yamatos are really good at holding their ground. Do you have a lot of thoughts about ganking and like picking off Yamatos who are isolated? Or are you just thinking, I want a really big team fight so I can abuse Kutsus, I can abuse ults, etc, etc?
I mean, early game we were just like focusing on being a part, getting everything, feeding our Gun Ivies. Like, as you see on the map, we've got 1 pit lane, and then the others are just walking around, maybe jungling and some stuff. Maybe helping a lane if it needs it, but no one really. Everyone knows they can just fly to a fight if needed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is actually one of the big advantages of Ivy's. If a battle starts, you can easily fly everywhere. Yamato has some limited mobility, but nowhere close to an Ivy. Sorry, yeah. Interesting. So we need to look a little bit at the strength pickup now. We do already see the Yamatos have a 10k lead. Which is what we were talking about, right? Like even if the Ivies are disadvantaged even if the Ivies are advantaged in the late game, getting to the late game with a 10k difference is going to be a little bit difficult. The first walkers are going to start to get poked. We do already see a little bit of poking happening on lane number 1. Big fight. And yeah, not all of the Ivies have silences yet, so not that useful. Just a little bit of anti-bullet resist. Very normal game so far, right, Brett?
Yeah, it's just throw Kutsus at wave and go back to doing your thing. There's not much happening. Too early for Yamatos to really push a wave, and the Ivies just don't have the presence to push anything. Except maybe that Guardian.
Yeah. But Guardians are easy to push. It was pushed by Brett Rollies, arguably the best player on the Ivy team, right?
True.
True.
I've definitely played a lot of Ivy games.
Yeah. Oh, that's Brett Rollies. He died. Never mind. I changed my whole opinion on him based on that one death alone. So, I'm kidding. Jokes aside. But yeah, Ivy has one of the best wave clears in the game, bar none. You just throw Kutsu and you can easily pivot to another place. And that is going to make their macro a lot more simple than Yamato's. But yeah, look at the Yamato. She can just dive in and do that much damage. Oh well, doesn't get a pick there. Actually, kind of surprised. But yeah, once her ult ends, she is just so dead. Yamatos are not that good without their ult. 3 Ivies chasing you, you are gonna die. Even if the Ivies are not gonna have the same amount of damage output as you do. But yeah,
I think
2 big picks.
This was mainly what the plan was, just live till they run out of ult. Once they're out of ult, they're just free kills, but before that, you're just not fighting them. It's especially bad when they group up, because you will just lose.
Yeah. But anyhow, the Yamatos do already have Walker number 1. Very, very dangerous stuff. It gives them a flex slot. Were you saying something, Brett?
No.
No. Yeah, anyhow, it gives them a flex slot, and that is a really big thing. We were discussing how the Ivies have a big macro advantage, but it is just really tough to resist the Yamatos all pushing. But yeah, we do see the denies coming in too. Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the ways to counter Ivy. If they were just throwing Kudzus and trying to delay the wave, you just deny them over and over again. Usually they're not going to be close enough to be able to deny you back, so...
Our blue walker is under attack.
So let's look a little bit at what the Ivies are building. So we do see a full support Ivy in player off. Normal melee Ivy, no Cypher bullets yet. Fortitude and Tesla, interesting, like a spirit hybrid type thing. Ivy going for a spirit, Moon going for a spirit. Sorry, is that burst fire the Hydra thing, or am I wrong?
Yes, burst fire.
And heroic aura, right?
Yes.
Alright, perfect. See, I've actually learned all this stuff now. And another Spirit Ivy, that's you. With Rapid Recharge, what's the thought between that early of a Rapid Recharge? Just to like max farm?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point I was going between left and right lane solo. Like everyone else was focused on other things. I was in the main lane clear.
And it's good, right? Because waves are now worth so much more than farm. Unless you, of course, intrude on your enemy's farm, which you can do as Ivy very easily. A maxed out Kudzu Ivy, even without any spirit items, can kill a medium camp. So that's a very, very powerful thing to do. I do it very frequently in my games. Just intrude their farms, steal their farms, deny them long-term growth. But yeah, you get so many more souls by just using your Spirit Ivy to clear waves, because waves give you what, 600 health?
Yeah, it's about 600.
Yeah, at this point it will be 600 souls, which is counter spell from one of the Yamatos. Interesting choice, just to like deny stone forms and such.
It's to attempt to block the ults, but Ivy ult's a bit weird. It has like an aura, so it lasts quite a while in one spot. So, as you saw there, it still hit her after she counterspelled it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a clunky ult. Certainly not so clunky it's unplayable, but definitely clunky. And yeah, we do see right now one of the big advantages of Ivy is they're caught in a bad position, they can run away. Yamatos will do a lot of burst damage, but once they do their burst, they're not gonna do much more after that. So very, very, very valuable stuff. So it is now mid game. 20 minutes. Well, it has been mid game for a while, but 20 minutes in. What is the Ivy team thinking about? You guys are 25k behind. Not a great spot to be in.
At this point, it's just run around to keep the waves back. Just don't let them get into the base. The further they push ahead, the easier they'll win. And the longer we stall, the better it is for us. Once we get like all our builds online, everyone has a max Kutsu, so just waves don't go anywhere. Everyone starts getting their shreds, so Yamato op means less. It's just important to keep the game going.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just like for example for Spirit Ivy, once you get Lightning Scroll, once you get the Vortex Web, and once you get the Spirit Burn, you can do so much damage in such a short span of time with your ult that you're just completely uncontestable. I presume it's very similar with Gun Ivies. You can do a lot of damage. And yeah, they are getting picks here, forcing people back. The Guardians still do a lot of damage at this point in time. But yeah, no, Yamatos are looking to convert some of their soul difference into more map difference. They do already have all 3 walkers. They need that last flex slot, which now just 2 guardians. You do no longer need a shrine to get that max flex slot. Anyhow, Ivy with the urn, getting massively chased by the Yamato here. Yeah, you're back.
Luckily for the Ivies, Yamato just doesn't have much threat on chasing someone. You can right-click a bit, but once you've used your slash, you can just leave and she can't do much about it.
Yeah, the old Gun Yamato could. The old Gun Yamato was insane. She could out-damage a McGinnis, which is an insane thing to say. But, yeah. Okay. So, yeah. How are you guys coordinating targets, right? Like, for example, are you all saying target Jester, target Jester, target Jester here? Or is it just like everyone has an intuition that they know what the target is supposed to be?
It's shoot whichever one's inting the hardest. Like, that one was up in our base Guardian solo in front of 3 of us. You just shoot that thing until it falls over. They'll run out of ults eventually. And now this one ran into 4 of us. Probably will die unless the team comes and helps. Which they do.
So yeah, no, this is so far very, very interesting. The Ivies have a little bit of their advantage back. Ooh, huge parry coming in there, and that allows one of the Ivies to escape when she should not have. But yeah, very funky stuff. A lot of healing going on, especially with those tethers. Tethers double healing essentially, with some like healing reduction. So they're very, very valuable for resisting these bases. And also give a shit ton of fire rate increase, which if you're a Spirit Ivy is like nice to have. But if you give that fire rate increase to one of your Gun Ivies, oh my god, you're doing just so much damage.
Yeah, this is why like half the team went Gun Ivy, because they just have a permanent boost. One of the 6 Ivies is going to have Tether up. So it just makes the character longer overall.
It's just now, of course, these constant assaults in the base, and we do see the 3 Ivies down. Is this gonna be Patron here? Maybe. One of the Ivies does get cut out. Does she survive? She does survive. Very interesting. I think that was Lightning Scroll, right? That's what the stun happened.
Probably.
Yeah. So yeah, Lightning Scroll is just really powerful. We do see this mid coming in. No contest from the Ivies. They're too far away. And also, as we discussed, not a good idea to contest mid against 6 Unstoppables.
Yeah, and now is starting to get into the stage of what the Ivies wanted. The game goes long, and they can't push the base. You just have Kutsus, and you throw them at the lanes. What are they going to do about it?
Well, presumably push in groups of 2.
I mean, It doesn't matter how many you push. Once the Kutsu's down, that lane is dead. You can't push it anymore for the next 25 seconds. You just have to wait.
Well, maybe one idea for the Yamatos is to go deep and start blocking the Ivy waves.
Yeah, the only play is to just keep the Ivies away from the waves. Try get the back door down at least once so you can do something, but most of the time you're going to struggle to do that.
Yeah. But I mean, you also have, like, if you have that much map control, because yes, I agree, though, it's going to be tough to push base, but you're going to, like, our Spirit of the Ivies very shortly. We do already see a 30k soul difference. It was 30k, went back to 25k, and now it's again 30k. Very dire straits for the Ivies.
I mean, it's okay now considering that comeback souls are based on everything instead of just kills. So these waves that we're getting are now worth like 700-800, which is bringing the lead back a lot.
Yeah. As long as you play passively. Anyhow, Urn is coming in, chasing and trying to find a big Urn fight with Reiju. Very dubious. But the Yamatos do get it. Very safe stuff. Some denies coming in, but nothing much. Looking for targets. Did you have some sort of system where you were like, oh yeah, this Yamato has already used their ult, or just based on
we
what
had
you
no
see?
clue who used their ult. We just hoped it wasn't the 43k one and just ran at it.
Oh yeah, the 43k ult, if you can believe it, is Comrade. Who is also an Eternus main. Can you believe the Eternus main has been farming all game? It's normal stuff. But yeah, so there are some characters in the game that are completely fine with playing when they're a little bit lower. Mo is fine, Ivy's fine, Lash is fine, like util characters, right? On the other hand, Yamato, if Yamato is lower, she can't do much. But if Yamato is a lot higher than you, you will die. And you will die very, very, very quickly. Can we see what this 43k Yamato is building, actually? Oh yeah. Mystic Reverb, Spirit Burn, Tank Buster. She hits you once with her abilities and you just die. Right?
Yeah, it was doing about 1,000 damage at this point, I think. Which hurts a bit.
Which is insane, right? 1,000 damage per swipe? That's
yes.
half your health for half the Ivies.
Luckily, we do have Stone Form though, so and that ability does need to be charged. So a lot of the time he can just dodge it. If he couldn't, the game would have been over for about 10 minutes.
Yeah. So yeah, no, normal stuff so far. Big pick coming in on that Yamato. And yeah, the torrent of Ivies just shooting at you is just hard to stop. Especially because they can fly and like catch you out of position. Yamatos have not really materialized a huge advantage off of their mid. They do have the base guardians actually. Never mind, that's one last flex slot. So yeah, now all they have to do is wait for the Ivies to make a mistake, and they can just waltz on the base and kill everything.
And that's where the problems start for Yamatos. The Ivies aren't leaving base.
Yeah. But they're giving farm when they do that. The Yamatos are just looking for boxes, looking to grab every advantage that they can. They're scouring the fields.
Yeah, but it gets to a point that the farm's not really mattering. What are they going to do with that gold? If they can't get in the base, the gold will slowly get higher until everyone has full builds, and then gold different doesn't matter at all. So that's just the Ivy's plan. Just make the game go long. There is no reason to do anything but just extend the game.
Yeah. I don't like the new active reload. I liked it when it was a little bit thicker so you knew exactly where it was. But, yeah. Oh, we do see, is that Return Fire from the Yamato? Actually, I like that tech choice a lot.
I think a few of them have it at this point.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very, very good tech choice. When you're dealing with 3 gun Ivies, you are forced into position. You get it, you do a lot of counter damage. But yeah, that silence is just so bad for the Yamatos because you're kind of like a fish out of water. The escalating exposure coming in. Very powerful tech for the Ivies, especially because the Kudzus are so big. You're going to be staying on them and getting 3, 4, 5 stacks, and then the other Kudzu is going to come in. But yeah, healing tempo, very interesting. What do you think of the healing tempo after the changes?
I mean, it's good for the support Ivy, for buffing like all the DPS Ivies, because she's pumping out a lot of healing. Tether, I'm pretty sure, activates healing, like, tempo burst.
Tether 100% does.
Yeah, it's just another 40% uptime on top of the tether.
And that's very, very, very valuable. So, yeah, I'm, ooh, God, what's going on? But yeah, that is finally the breaking of the Yamato chain. It is now a 35k soul difference, and Patron is likely going to go down. Armor-piercing rounds. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, at this point, we just wanted a lot of just getting through the armor, kill the Yamatos through it, so they're going to start buying Refresher, they're going to have ult up half the time they're fighting, so we just need a lot of shred.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Bullet shred resist, armor piercing rounds. Oh, and the Ivy hiding. Ooh, chasing that Yamato though. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Urn has been picked up, and Reju is back in the game. Two Yamatos are down. Is that going to be enough for the Ivies to push here? They're chasing a third Yamato, which is very interesting because there's... Yeah, you force the ult, you try to survive through it, and it doesn't even matter. They kill the Yamato in ult. Those armor-piercing rounds and anti-armor stuff doing wonders now. This is one thing that I really like about the new version of the shop, is if there is something really, really bad, you can actually buy counters for it. It's no longer just get this stat boost item, get this stat boost item, and like a couple of interesting things smattered here or there. It is, you have interesting choices at any point. You can go for Spellbreaker, you can go for Witchmail, you can go for Armor Piercing rounds. You can go for a lot of interesting things. But yeah, the Ivies do have that urn. It is their urn after all, so they might as well do it. 2 Yamatos down. The Yamatos keep getting picked by the Ivies, right, Brad?
Yeah, like, the Ivies are just running around together. The main way with killing stuff, just get them crippled, armor piercing, kill them through their ult. You're not killing 6 of them together, you just need to focus on 1 at any time.
And once you focus on that one Ivy, that one Yamato, their strength just falls drastically. Because the other Yamatos press forward to try and help them, but they're dead already. And once you lose that ult, you just lose so much strength.
Oh, and here's one of the Ivy bugs. If you ult an Ivy who's also ulting, you'll start flying around and just teleporting around the map. That's why those two are stuck under the ground for a bit.
Yeah. So yeah, the game is clearly not designed for 6 of the same character playing. We've seen some similar bugs in other games. Mo and Bebop share kill stacks. Ivy's bug out, and who can forget those amazing, beautiful Kelvin ice castles? God. If you haven't seen it, look at the Kelvin v Sinclair game, one of the best games in my opinion. Probably the 3rd best game of One Trick Championship so far. Other than this, I'm not saying anything about my opinion on this game, because it's not over yet, but I think this is a very good one too. But yeah, my top 3, if I had to pick, 3rd is Kelvin v Sinclair, 2nd is Lash v7, and of course, the 1st is McGinnis v Pocket. Ooh, big silence coming in though, but not much happening with it. 2 Siphon Pool spots.
Our IV was stat farming, just wanted to get some damage off.
Yeah. What are your favorite games of One Trick Championship, Brad?
I enjoy Kelvin, so probably the Kelvin one, and the Abrams is fun, so the Abrams one. And they weren't too hard of a stomp for the most part.
The Abrams one doesn't exist anymore. For people who don't...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. For people who don't know what happened, as I said, I was going out on vacation for 2 weeks. So I had like 10 filmings ready, and I was starting to edit them. And then the huge item shop patch happened, and I was like, oh crap. So we had to actually cancel some of the games. The McGinnis v. Abrams game already happened, actually. And the Abramses won that game, and the McGinnises lost. But because we have to recast it in the new patch, good for the McGinnises and bad for the Abramses. Let's see if we can gather 6 McGinnises again.
Unlikely.
Unlikely. But yeah, another thing. If you are a Ascendant or Eternus, you are in NA or in EU, South America, Australia. We've had Australian players in the past, and you're comfortable playing with ping. Please, please, please join the Discord below. Or if you're just a fan, join the Discord below. We really need players for these games. We need players for One Trick Championship. We need players for Initiate versus Eternus. And we really, really need players for our new series of 30BX, GlutenSnake Tomfoolery, where we have these massive, quirky, funny games. So, yeah. Please, please, please don't forget to join the Discord. And like and subscribe. And donate money to me, please. I like money. Anyhow, Earn is being picked up. No contest from the Ivies. It seems like the game plan for the Ivies is just stay in base, clean waves. And it is working for them. I mean, look at the soul difference. It is only 20k right now, even after the Earn. And 20k this late in the game is not a massive soul difference at all. The rejuve matters a lot more than the soul difference, in my opinion.
You'll notice that 20k is entirely on one person. Everyone else is equal gold.
Yes. And that one person, Comrade, the Infernus main, farming all game. I mean, he's... What, he has 7 kills? So he's not, like, doing horribly. He actually has the most kills out of anyone. Okay, he's contributing. Comrade is contributing. But, yeah, his... he's really been farming so hard.
But he's also getting to the point where he has full items. So any gold he's getting from now on is completely fake. It does not matter
does he have full items? Can we look at Comrade?
I mean, he's 60k. Yeah, he's all tier.
So I mean, he can sell his restorative. Well, he can sell what? He can sell his cultist, ritualist, or whatever, cultist sacrifice, or whatever it's called.
Anything he gets from now on is completely fake.
Yeah. I mean, that's one way to counter player advantage. And we're in minute 37. It has been a very long game. Certainly, the average of One Trick Championship is around the 25-minute mark. So yeah, whenever we see a game go over that, it means it's a very interesting one. And the Ivies certainly are using the advantage of their hero very, very well. Playing in base very constantly, just backing out, trying to pick Yamatos wherever possible. And yeah.
Yeah, now it's time to start pressing buttons in the pit.
Oh god, but is it the end? Wait, no, the Yamatos might be trying to force... Is this the end of the game? The Yamatos are trying to force it, and no, not enough damage. 3 Yamatos dead. Sacking for Patron is not worth it. They're just gonna back down. As we were discussing, they already have full builds. It doesn't really matter too much if they die, especially because they have rejuve. They have all the lanes. They know the Ivies can't meaningfully leave base yet until they get a much bigger advantage. But yeah, for the Ivies, what they need right now desperately is getting that last flex slot, right?
Yeah, luckily, the towers just happen to be 1 HP, so I'm going to assume someone... I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure someone just goes and backdoors it at some point, because it's very low.
Yeah, what, I'm not really sure. One of the changes I didn't like after the patch is, of course, the fact that it is just so difficult right now to, so much easier now to get flex slots. And you only need 2 walkers for flex slots now instead of 3, and you only need base guards. You no longer need shrines. And we do see one of the Ivies having a little bit of a pause lock problem.
Yeah, and this is the start of the incident.
The start of the
too
incident.
Too many Kutsus and too many everything else. It starts to crash about half the people in the lobby's games.
Yeah.
I was the first to go, but I'm not going to be the only one.
Yeah. Anyhow, we will be continuing right after this pause lock. Hello, you're back from your pause lock, and now one of the Yamatos is also crashed. Now, here is what's going to happen. That Yamato is permacrashed. They can no longer rejoin the game. I went and asked the Yamatos, do they want to continue the game, or do they want to restart? And they said they want to continue the game. And thankfully, only 30 seconds, 40 seconds later, one of the Ivies also has a permacrash. So now the game becomes a 5v5. We will be back at that game now. Anyhow, we are back in the game. We have now finally our second crash, so the game has become a 5v5. Neither of the teams wants to reset the game. It has been a very, very long one for both of them. The only meaningful thing that you have missed so far is one of the IVs decided to backdoor the Guardian, get that last flex slot. It was very low after all. And yeah, another IV crash happening. This one is not a permanent one. But yeah, the game was getting really, really buggy. All of those pauses, all of those kudzus, they're just not good for the game. But yeah, the 5v5 now. We do already see 2 picks from both sides, 3v3. And yeah, it's starting to get very late. It is the case that probably whoever wins one of these fights meaningfully is the person who is at least gonna win the game, win the patron, if not the whole game. But yeah, the Yamatos are pushing still. Very bold decision, right, Brad?
Yes. Considering that one doesn't have ult, I do not know why they are pushing. That is very risky.
Because they think, oh, it's just one IV, who cares? Well, it seems they had refresher at least, if not ult.
No, they just got ult off cooldown.
Oh, they just got ult?
Yeah, but they're a bit too low to make too much value out of it. This one has ult, rather.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it will get any value.
Oh god, look at how janky it is. But yeah, just drop here, 2 stone forms, no ult. Oh no, there is an ult. There was no silence on that ult? It must be one of the gun IVs. Anyhow, the Yamato has disappeared. Manages to back with like 0 HP. But yeah. Seems like the Ivies have a little bit of an advantage. They're certainly pressing it. They are pushing waves in all directions. They know that they can back out very easily if they need to. And with 3 Yamatos there, probably they're going to be fine. But yeah, pushing those objectives, getting some of that farm, getting back to the game. We do see only a 7k soul difference right now, a 40k versus 39k dropout. So it's not a dropout. So it's not like, oh yeah, the soul difference is shrinking, but it's only because specific players dropped out. So yeah, very, very impressive comeback from the Ivies. It's almost as we discussed. Ivies are just much better late game. Good scaling. Anyhow, but yeah, like how do you approach this? As Ivy, your big problem right now is you cannot afford to lose the team fight whatsoever. You need to be able to look for something. However, most characters should already have almost all of their kit. This Ivy's going back to base very, very fast. Actually, that Ivy was going incredibly fast.
Yeah,
but
DB, a lot of speed.
Yeah. Lightning scrolls, refreshers being bought, all very smart tech choices, and we do see the Yamatos are going for mid again. When in doubt, go for mid. You know the Ivies cannot contest. You know the Ivies cannot afford unstoppables. They don't really need unstoppables for anything other than mid, so might as well just get it. Or might as well just get that mid. None of the Ivies are contesting. We were discussing a little bit earlier that Ivies are great at cleaning lanes, but even if you're very good at cleaning lanes, you're not necessarily great at pushing the lanes. We do see some of the Ivies in position. Are they going to go in? Probably
no,
not. They're just going to throw Kutsu. Get some little...
farming.
Yeah. I mean, the Yamato is pretty low right there.
Yeah,
Silence
we
wave.
Of the HP just throwing Kutsus into pits, so it's just a very good fight after that. No need to contest it when you just deal damage anyway.
I do want to talk a little bit about the Silence Wave. I think I really like that tech from the Ivies. The Silence Wave is a lot faster than the ult, a lot harder to react to with an ult compared to just Ivy dropping a bomb on them. So you use the Silence Wave, you get them silenced, and then you drop the double silence, and suddenly you're in a really good position. But yeah, it doesn't matter how many Yamatos they pick, it doesn't matter how many good fights they win. At the end of the day, the Yamatos are almost going to be on Perma Reju. So the Ivies have to back out. This is a very long game, folks. Thank God we have no more crashes. After this point in time, we have no more perma crashes at least. So it works out very well.
At this point, we are on to back to wave clearing simulator. You'll throw your Kutsu and you will go back to base, which is the entire process of the Ivy team at the moment.
Did you ever play Farmville, Red Rollius?
No, but I was this game.
Yes. Just checking. It's a simple life, you know, the life of a farmer. But yeah, the Yamatos are just poking around, seeing if they can pick it from the Ivies. They're gonna eventually have to get a little bit closer to throw those Kutsus after all. I'm wondering, what sort of tech would Yamato use to, like, force the Ivies out of position here?
Curse, maybe. Just don't let the thing fly away.
Yeah, Curse is really powerful. I don't see a lot of them. Oh, but the Yamatos are just forcing it. Wait, they are going in pit right now. The pit is a mine zone with like a billion different Kutsus, but is that gonna be enough? 2 Yamatos are dead. Are the Yamatos just gonna sink in? Oh my god, that is almost dead. Are the Ivies gonna be able to rescue it? And it is only 1 Yamato left, and it is GG. Yamatos have it.
Who would have thought this buggy closed alpha game is buggy? Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. It was a funky game. We are back in our regular release schedule. Don't forget to like and subscribe, join the Discord, share your love in the comments, and have a good day.